Now we have to find the electric field intensity due to a uniformly charged ring. Okay, so here we have a uniformly charged ring and we have to determine the electric field intensity due to this uniformly charged ring at an axial point of the ring. Okay, this is the axial point and at this point we have to find. Now you see, if we assume that here the entire ring is positively charged, okay, the entire ring is positively charged, okay, this is the length dl of it, okay, so entire ring is positively charged. If we have to find the electric field intensity at this point, so what will happen? This positive charge, you know that you will keep a test charge here. When you will keep a test charge at this point, p, so what will happen that this positive charge will actually repel it. Okay, so it will be dE vector. Okay, because what we have done here, we have taken a very small length of this ring dl, very small length of this ring. Do remember that ring has the radius small a, okay, and the entire charge over the ring is small q. Okay, entire charge over the ring is small q. Now we have taken a small, very small length dl of the ring. Okay, very small length dl of the ring we have taken. So we can write q dash as charge per unit length, that is q upon 2 pi a, because you know that q is the entire charge and as I told you that entire ring is uniformly charged, so that's why the positive charge is uniformly distributed over the entire ring. Okay, so here is the positive charge which is uniformly distributed over the entire ring. Okay, so what we can do, we can write charge per unit length, that is q upon 2 pi a. Now you know q dash is q upon 2 pi a and we have taken a very small length dl. So charge on this length dl, charge on length dl, what will be the charge on length dl? You know that it will be dq. Okay, we can write it dq. And how will we find it? Charge on length dl will be dq, and that is equals to charge per unit length multiplied by the small length dl. Correct, charge per unit length multiplied by the small length dl. Now what is the charge per unit length? It is q upon 2 pi a, okay, multiplied by dl, right? This is dq. Now here we have the charge dq, equation number 1. Now what we have to do, we have to find the electric field intensity at this point p due to this small charge dq. Okay, once we do that, after that what we will do, we will integrate it within the appropriate limits. So that's what we are going to do. Now try to understand this, that this is the small charge dq, so because of this test charge will get repelled here in this direction and this is dE vector. Now if this angle is taken theta, so it is obvious that its vertically opposite angle, this will also be theta only. Okay, this angle is also theta. Now you can resolve it into components. So dE vector, if we resolve it into component, it will be dE cos theta here and dE sin theta in this direction. Okay, fine. So this is how you can resolve it into components also. So let us write first this value of dE. So you know electric field intensity is given by 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught, which is written as k, q upon r square. Now q is what? Q is the charge which is actually producing the electric field intensity. So this charge is dq, okay, divided by the distance square, and distance is r, so it will be r square. Okay, once again, electric field intensity due to this charge dq at this point p, so it will be k q upon r square. Q is dq, small charge dq, and r square is the distance, as it is mentioned clearly here in the diagram that r is the distance of that point p from this say point point A. We can call it point A, where this small length dl is situated. Okay, so this is DE. Now what you can do is you can say this is equation number 2. Now you have to understand that if we have this length dl here at the top, similarly we can have a similar length dl here at the bottom also. If we consider same length dl at the bottom, now because of this what will happen, that if we join this point P here, you will find that here is the DE vector. As you can see, here is the DE vector. Because these all are symmetrical situations, so this angle is theta, so this angle is also theta, and you can see that this is DE vector acting, and magnitude will also be same, and this angle will also be theta only. Why? The reason behind it is because these all are symmetrical situations. Now we can resolve it into components. You can write D vector as, see here, this D vector in when it is making an angle theta with this horizontal direction, the component is D cos theta, and in this direction the component is D sin theta. Similarly, if we are talking about this upper one, so in this upper one also what will happen, this is D vector and its component in this direction will be D cos theta, and in this direction it will be D sin theta. Now it is obvious that DE sin theta components which are there, DE sin theta, these components are equal in magnitude but they are acting in opposite directions. So these D sin theta components, they are going to balance each other. It is obvious that they are going to balance each other, and because they are balancing each other, so it's done. There will be no effect of electric field intensity, because there will be no effect of D sin theta factor on resultant electric field intensity at point P. Now who is going to affect it? So that will be D cos theta, and you can see that it is not only the D cos thetas because of this and this, but it is because of the entire ring. So what we are going to do, we can write we can write that all D cos thetas are going to be added. So we can write resultant electric field intensity is equal to summation of DE cos theta. Okay, all D cos thetas. Okay, it will be summation of all D cos thetas, right? Now we can say summation, we can say integration also, that is not a problem. Now what we can do is we can write summation of DE cos theta. D is what? K Q. Okay, what was Q? It was DQ. So we can write K DQ upon distance square, that is R square, and cos theta is what? It is base upon hypotenuse. What is base? It is X. Hypotenuse is R square. So we can write it is X upon base. See, this is angle, so perpendicular. Cos theta is base, X upon hypotenuse is R square. So we will have X upon R square here. Okay, X upon R square. Now in the next step what we can write is, so cos theta will be base upon hypotenuse. So hypotenuse is R, not R square. So this will be R only. Okay, so I actually wrote R square, so I just corrected it. It should be R only because base upon hypotenuse. Now in the next step what we can do, we can substitute the value. See, summation of K DQ. DQ is what? DQ is Q upon 2 pi A into DL. Okay, so you can write Q upon 2 pi A into DL. This is the value of DQ, into X upon R square into R will give you R cube. Okay, next step, you see what are constants, we can take them out. So K is constant. Okay, Q is constant, 2 pi A is constant, all these are constants. Okay, then X is also constant. Once you have decided that this is the point, so X is constant. Okay, and R cube is also constant. So what is left is summation of DL. Okay, now summation of DL, just try to understand. DL is this, it's a small length, and what you are doing, you are dividing this ring into such small lengths, and ultimately what you are doing, you are adding all these small lengths. So when you add all these small lengths, what you will get? You will get the circumference of the ring. So you can write in the very next step k cube upon 2 pi a x upon r cube, and r cube can be written as r, okay, let it be r cube only, and then summation of dl will be 2 pi a. Okay, 2 pi a will cancel. So now we have resultant electric field intensity, and that is k q x upon r. Now try to understand this r. You know, r square is equals to a square plus x square. It is obvious from here. Okay, so you can write r is equals to a square plus x square whole power 1 by 2. So here in place of r, you can write a square plus x square whole power 1 by 2, and its cube is there. So this will be 3 by 2. Okay, so the resultant electric field intensity is kqx upon a square plus x square whole power 3 by 2. And direction is, of course, it is away from the center. Okay, it is going away, you can say along OP. Now in this particular one, you can take some special cases, like suppose we write the expression ER is equal to kqx upon a square plus x square whole power 3 by 2. A square plus x square whole power 3 by 2. Okay, this is the expression. And in this, if we assume that this particular distance r, okay, if we assume that this distance just a minute. So here if we assume that x square, okay, x square, okay, is extremely greater than a square. So what we can do is we can write a square plus x square is equivalent to a square plus x square is equivalent to a square. Correct. So you can write here resultant electric field intensity as k q x upon a square plus x square is a square. Correct. Because sorry, a square plus x square, we have assumed x square is extremely greater than a square. So a square plus x square will be x square. Here we can write it x square and its power will be 3 by 2. So this 2 will cancel. So you will get k q x upon x cube. Correct. This is ER. Or you can write it is ER is equals to kq upon x square. What does it mean? If this point is situated at a great distance from the center, okay, it means that the entire charge, see, this is the formula for electric field intensity at a point due to the charge. So it means that the entire charge, we can assume that the entire charge is concentrated at the center. Okay, the entire charge is concentrated at the center. This is how we can do that, because see, this entire charge of the ring is concentrated at the center, and then we are finding the distance x. Okay, distance of the point where you have to find the electric field intensity. So you are getting that the entire charge is concentrated at the center. So this is one result which you can draw out if you take this particular approximation. Second thing what you can do here is, if you assume that x is 0, this is the second case. If you assume that x is 0, so resultant electric field will be here by this expression, resultant electric field will be 0. Okay, so when x is 0 means you are at the center. Okay, you are at the center, and when you are at the center, so resultant electric field will be 0 at the center. Okay, so this is how you can derive these different cases for the electric field intensity at a point which is situated on the axis of an electric dipole. on the, sorry, not on the axis of an electric dipole, on the axis of a uniformly charged ring.